All right, now we're moving on to exterior angles. Those are the outside angles. We're looking at these angles. The exterior. They're made by having the lines of the triangle, the rays of the triangle, extend beyond the vertex. That creates an outside angle. It might be helpful to remember that if you have a straight line, the angle of that straight line is 180 degrees. It might be helpful to remember that. Just side note. All right, side note. All right, so it says exterior angles are supplementary. Added together, they total 180 degrees. That's what I just told you. Right? They're supplementary. When you add them together, they total 180 degrees. That means that this angle and this angle have to equal 180 degrees. Told you it would be important. Right? So if we know it has to total 180 degrees, we can use that. Right? Because they're supplementary. Let's see. Find the measure of each exterior angle on the polygons below, then give the sum of all the exterior angle measures. Right? Sum, meaning you have to add them together. Right? So first we need to figure out the exterior angles. Calculator. Just to make sure we're doing our math right. Right? If we know this has to total 180 degrees, then we're going to do 180 minus 79. And that's going to give us 101. That means this angle is 101 degrees. This one has to total 180. So 180 minus 61, because this is 61, right? So 180 minus 61 is 119. That means this angle is 119. One more. 180 minus 40. You shouldn't need a calculator for that, but because 80 minus 40 is 40. So 180 minus 40 is 140. This is 140. Right? This is showing your work. This is your evidence. But remember, it asked for the sum of all the exterior angles. So your answer is to add them all together. So we have 101 plus 119 plus 140 equals 360 degrees. That's interesting. I wonder if that works every time. 360 degrees, that's a circle, isn't it? Interesting. Let's see if it works every time. Let's do pentagon. This time we're doing a 5-sided. And we know the interior has to equal 540 degrees. We've already figured that out. Now let's find out about the exterior. Right? This one is 98. So 180 minus 98 is 82. Let's see. 180 minus 121, 59. 180 minus 87, 93. You notice how I'm putting the degree symbol on them. I'll be looking for it. 180 minus 130. I don't need a calculator for that. That's 50. 180 minus 104, 76. I don't like that. I don't like that. Come on. Better. All right, now let's total them up, see what we get. 82, 59, 93, 50, and 76. Oh, that's interesting. We got 360 again. I see a pattern emerging. It looks like the exterior angles are always going to equal 360 degrees. Let's see if that pattern holds. All right, to see if that pattern holds, it says, what can you conclude about the sum of the exterior angle measures of a polygon? We can conclude that the exterior angles will equal 360 degrees. So far, that's our pattern. Until we find something that proves it wrong, we can assume that this is true. Right? All right. Get handout, do quad and hex. Get your smiley, glue it in, do numbers 8 and 9 on the practice sheet. Do numbers 8 and 9 on the practice sheet. And then come back to the video. It'll probably be split into 2 parts. Maybe right about here. All right. Next up, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? So now we have to start thinking. Okay, it's asking for exterior. What do we know? We know that it has to equal 360 degrees. This is where we put it all together, folks. Right? We're doing regular, so we can use that formula, right? S over N. And hexagon, right? 6 sides. 6 sides on a hexagon. Who remembers what it has to total on the inside? Go back to the chart at the beginning of your notes. A hexagon has to equal 720 degrees. So the interior has to equal 720 degrees. Things we already know, just based on the question. This is the information we're given based on the question. Sometimes you have to analyze the question, which means you actually have to read the question. I know. Don't look at me like that. All right. So, what is the measure of each exterior angle of a regular hexagon? So what do we know? We know it has to total 360 degrees. And we know a hexagon has 6 sides. 360 divided by 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Bring down the 0. They all have to equal 60 degrees. What information did we use? This one and this one. But this is all the information we know. Oh, we used the formula, right? Sum versus over a number of sides. Sum of angles over the number of sides. So technically we used all that information. Good thing we remembered it. All right, let's do it again. If the exterior of a regular polygon measures 12 degrees, how many sides does the polygon have? This time it doesn't tell you the shape. It wants you to go the other direction. All right, so what do we know? We know it has to total 360 degrees because we're doing the exterior. We know that 12 degrees is one of our angles. How do we figure out how many sides it is? All right, so what was our formula? We know it has to do 360 degrees. We don't know the number of sides. That's our variable, our missing information. And we know that one of the angles is 12 degrees. All right, in order to solve this, we're going to cancel the n on this side, right, by multiplying by n. But if you multiply one side by n, you're going to multiply the other side by n. Right? And that cancels this n. Yay, algebra. All right? And we're left with 360 equals 12 times n, which is 12n. We're trying to figure out what n is. We need to isolate the n. This is 12 times n. The opposite of multiplication is division. So to cancel it, we're going to divide by 12 on both sides, of course. That cancels to 12. We're left with n equals, what is 360 divided by 12? Is that 30? Because 36 divided by 12 is 3. Bring the 0. Right? So n equals 30. That means our shape is a 30-sided shape. It's a 30gon. N equals 30. That means our regular polygon is a 30gon. It's fun to say. I know. All right, so get handout, do 8 and 10, get smiley. Glue it in, do 10 through 13 on the practice sheet. Is that right? Let me go check. 10, 11. We already did 10 and 11. Do 12 and 13 on the practice sheet. I will correct it. If you're not listening, then you won't know. You'll be very confused. When the practice sheet is complete and when you are ready, when you feel strong about what you learned, bring it to me, get the mastery check, staple it together, turn it back in on the tray. Good job with 4.5.